In the previous episode, we have set up Node.js project with Express framework. So our project runs on port 4000, and whenever we make any changes in the files, you have to restart the application so that you can see those changes. So when we are actually developing the application, it is very difficult to restart the application often. So that's why we have a package called Nodemon. So with that package, we can avoid those restarts. So in this episode, we are going to see how to set up Nodemon so that your development will be easier and smooth. Our application is running on port 4000 from the previous episode. So let's start the application. Now we are sending the file index.html whenever we make a web request. So let's change this file and again make a request. So since we are sending this file, whatever you make a change in this file, it will reflect. Now let's make some changes in the code. So I'm going to send the text instead of file. Let's see whether it reflects or not. No. So basically now whatever the change that I made, it is not working. So we have to restart the app to see this change. Now we can actually see the actual change. So that means whatever changes that you make, it doesn't reflect immediately. You have to restart the application to see those changes. So basically it is very difficult to do this every time we make a change in the development environment. So that's why we are going to install this Nodemon package. Since it is primarily used for development, we have to install as a dev dependency. As you can see, Nodemon get added to the dev dependency object in package.json. Now let's use Nodemon to start the application instead of npm start. So I'm giving index.js is the start file, and localhost is the host name and also the port. Since Nodemon is not installed globally, you cannot use that command. So let's install it globally. Okay, that is done. Let's use the same command again. Yep, now it is working. So as you can see, it is watching all the paths and also the extensions JS, MJS, CJS, JSON. So it is by default, it looks for the files with those extensions. Now the application is running on port 4000 as well. Let's make a change. So I'm going to change the text to something else. Maybe let's put I just updated. So as soon as you save, you can actually see the Nodemon actually watching those files, and you can actually see the change immediately. So that is the use of Nodemon. So basically, we already know we can use, because this is a long command. Let's put this command in the scripts so that it will be easier for us to run every time. Now we have added the script. So let's run this command npm run dev. Okay, so that command runs Nodemon index.js localhost 4000 command. So now the application is running on port 4000, and let's see whether it works or not. Go to index.js and let's make some change again. Yep, it is working. So yeah, this is the primary use case of this package, and this is really useful tool when you are developing applications. This is working well. Sometimes the configuration might be very big. So for that purpose, Nodemon package allows you to put all the configuration in the file called JSON. So nodemon.json. So let's use this file, and I'm going to put So we are going to ignore .git and node modules and watch all the paths, and we are going to execute that command npm start. So since we are using JSON file, we can remove all those things from the line number 8. So I'm just using Nodemon. So when I run npm run dev, it actually takes the configuration from the JSON file and it watches again. Now let's change something. Now it is restarting. Now let's change something else and let's see whether it works or not. Yes, it is working. It is restarted again, and you can actually see the same message here as well. So this package works fine as long as the entry file matches. So what does it mean? Here the main entry file is index.js. So as long as main entry file matches with the index.js, the file that we have, we don't need JSON file. So let's remove the JSON file and let's start the application. So even though we do not have any nodemon.json file, it looks for the entry file and it found the file and it started watching. Let's change something. Now the change works. So to confirm this theory, let's change the server.js entry file, main entry file. Now let's start the application. You can actually see app is crashed because it did not find that file called server.js. Let's rename the file to server.js. Now the app started working again. So as long as it matches the entry file, it doesn't need any configuration file or it doesn't need any other flags. Sometimes we might need more configuration than this because this is very basic. So that's why we don't need that JSON file because we are not putting any other configuration file at all. So that's why it's easy to ignore that nodemon.json. But as we develop our applications, our configuration files become more complex. So that's why let's add this JSON file back and let's put I'm watching index or index.js file. Let's put index and let's add some other configuration which we did not use so far, which is delay. So if you put the delay, so what it does is it actually delay by the milliseconds. For example, I put 5. So it delays before it restart the application, it delays by 5 milliseconds. So I'm going to change the index.js file, main entry file to index.js, and I'm going to change that in the package.json as well. Let's go to package.json and change that to index.js. Now the application starts and it is listening to the port 4000, and if you make any change, the package waits 5 milliseconds before it actually restarts. Since 5 milliseconds is very less, it is very difficult to notice that. But we're going to, let's make this change and see whether it works or not, since we have added JSON file again. I'm going to change this delay as well. I'm going to put 5000 instead of 5 because it is very difficult to notice that particular delay. So now I'm going to start the application and change something, and you can actually see the application restarts after 3 seconds. sorry, after 5 seconds, since we put 5,000 milliseconds there. So let's change something here. I changed it, I saved it, and package is waiting. Yes, it waited for 5 seconds and then restarted. So this package is really useful when you are in the early stages of your development, because you write so much code in the early stages, and also in the debugging phase as well. It is very useful. So let's delete this JSON file, and we can also put the same configuration in the package.json as well. So let's create a object in the package.json called Nodemon config. You can put the same configuration, and here the delay is 5 seconds. Let's restart the application to test this. And I'm going to change something here. Let's put 10 seconds delay so that we will confirm whether it actually works from package.json as well. Yeah, I changed something and it is waiting for 10 seconds and it restarted. I think I just restarted the application because sometimes, most of the time, whatever you change in the package.json, it doesn't take effect immediately. So you have to restart the application to take that effect. So that's why you will notice the longer delay here. So I'm going to add nodemon.json again, and I will put this back. So finally, so there are 3 places you can use configuration for the Nodemon package. One is you can put it in the package.json scripts, another is JSON file, and another one is nodemon.json. So it is recommended to have nodemon.json file because it is always good to have a separate file, because if you put all the configuration in the package.json, this package.json will get bigger and bigger. So make sure you maintain a separate JSON file for the Nodemon. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and you will see more complicated things in the future episodes.